Hey everyone, me again. Just a brief update. Slowly putting this thing back together. Oh, sorry, here we go again. Ooh, it's coming out. Trying to put this Russwin back together. Probably murdered that name. I'm Australian, I'm allowed to. Anyway, so obviously the big problem is we've got this multi-shear line and want to stop it from moving. So I've put the key pins all back in there. I've rewatched the video and worked out putting the pins back together. If you look at the multi-shear line here, let me just pull out the guy. You can tell that there's, where's my light? There you go, you can kind of see inside. You can see there's one hole in the Bible at the back here, or one at the front, and then 4 in the middle, right? And this aligns pretty well with these big ones on the outside, 4 on the inside, and they've all got their master wafers. Well, not really master wafers, they're obviously to line up inside here, the shear line. The second kind of shear line was the one down here. So let me put him back in. Knowing me, I'll put this in backwards and then this will all fail. But, you know, that's the fun. So, where's the front of this guy? That's that guy, so it goes in this way. You can never do this, you can't do this on camera. I watched lock never something, anyway. So you can, if we turn this upside down again, you can obviously see there's one shear line once the core is in. And then we've got the second shear line, which kind of moves. Again, you need 3 hands at this sometimes. You want to see that second shear line moves. So that's your 2 shear lines. Problem is, I haven't done this yet. Problem is, when you want to obviously put your springs and stuff in, you want the shear line to be behaving itself. There's something in there. Oh, yeah, I'm just saying things. So I don't want the shear lines to move, for obvious reasons. So my plan, and we'll see if this works, is I've bent this street sweeper bristle to be about that side. If I put it in the first one, which is not the double shear line, I put it down, it hits the bottom right where the bend is. I obviously bent it to do that. So if I work my way in, my plan is I could probably do the first one. That's pretty good, actually, not bad lighting. So if I put in this first one, it'll probably hold it in place, but I don't know if at the back, well, maybe let's say 1, and then there's 2. So I don't know if number 5 would be a little bit shifty. So I'm going to put it into, say, maybe 3 or 4. If I can wiggle it around till it goes all the way down, I know it's not going to move. And it still gives us plenty of room inside the Bible to try and place these guys. Put the springs and these driver pins in. I'm hoping that obviously once I start, when I start loading the pins in, like say the 5th and the 6th pin, the chamber I should say, sorry, I'm hoping it will obviously lock it into place, and then I'll be able to remove this street sweeper bristle and then finish keying it up. And the follower will hopefully hold it all into place, stop things from moving. We can slide that in. We're done. That's the plan. And we'll see how I go. I'll either come back with a complete, or I'll fast forward if this takes too long. Okay, just a quick update. I got 2 pins in. Took me a while. Oh, sorry. Start again. 2 pins into the second shear line. So 3rd pin in. The thing with the core was steady enough that I could remove my little tool that I made from the windshield wiper. I could remove it. The driver pins are now holding it steady. So it's working. It's now just pinning a lock. And we did it. It worked. I'm really happy with that, actually. It's a little bit tedious. Some of the little key pin, the master wafery kind of, I guess the small key pins, small driver pins that were at the bottom of the Bible here for obviously for the control key was well, very small. Trying to get them in with in a channel or in a hole with the spring. Fun. Anyway, I got it all in. The only bit that's left of it, other than sliding this thing in, is you see that there's a little. Oh, not anymore. You see this little bit here? That is actually not a master wafer. It's actually smaller than that. It came out of here. It was really jammed in there. I assume again this is for whatever we got. I can't think of words. It's getting late at night here. Talked about it in my last video. Construction keying, whatever you want to call it. So the last little bit. So it's all got in that this little. There could have been a lot easier way of doing this, of course. But I just needed something to jam into the hole between the two shear points to stop the shear point from moving. So I get the springs in there. Putting this one at least in the middle. I think I did it about, well, not this one, right, but I did it probably around, I think that line, that part of the core, or that part of the core I did it. No, I think that one. But obviously in the Bible, not in the core. This one was fine because it's these four of the Bible that were the different shear line. So they're getting that one in and getting the follower in was fine. This locking into place and trying to get things over it was fine because this got down pretty sheer. As long as it was pretty flat. And I could put the other guys in. Anyway, if you saw the video, the first part of the video, hopefully that made sense. So now, in theory, all we have to do is slide these two guys together. And we'll have ourselves a jolly old time. Do you see a little bit of a gap there? Oh, well, let's just give it a go. So no, I'm worried about. Let's use back in a sec. I'm just going to get a. Oh, turn the light off now. You don't need that light. Sorry, I'm just getting myself something to bridge the gap. What I'm worried about is this little guy here. It was a lot of effort trying to put this back together, so I just want to make sure I've done best effort. This should slide all the way in, and we're in. The clicking, and we're together. Last little bit is probably just this back on. Don't hurt yourself, Matt, when you do this. There we go. Don't really need this in. We're back together. Can't believe it worked. Shim. It turns out as soon as the camera's on, words disappear out of my head. I cannot do it. Maybe it's just my nerves are getting better. I think I say a little bit less than when I first started. I just need to practice trying to remember all my words. Anyway, got it back together. Thought that might be interesting to people. May not. There's probably a lot better way than locking the two shear lines together with something like this. But hey, it works. Let me know down there if there's a better way of putting these things back together. Anyway, have a good night, everyone. See ya.